So about 5 years ago, when I have no business being on a Jumbotron now. Imagine 5 years ago.
That's not true, but continue.
Yeah, debatable. Maybe in like, Long Island. Maybe you could put me on the Jumbotron for like a second at an Islanders game and I'm like, okay, I deserve that. But other than that, it's like, no, dude, at MSG, stop. So these are for like supposed to be, big guys. But I knew I'd hosted a show. I'd acted in a show called Benders. It was like a hockey show about like a minor league hockey, a rec league hockey team. And the Islanders and Rangers had like sponsored it. So with that, I got access to like their big PR people, and they were like, hey, you want to come to a game? Like, you come to a game like with your dad, sit courtside, great. I was like, yeah, fucking hell yeah, dude. So, but when you sit courtside and you go to this PR guy, they put you up on the Jumbotron. This show, Benders, which got canceled after one season, I mean, nobody watched this show. I didn't have a podcast, I didn't have anything. I was like on Guy Code a little bit, whatever. I'm sitting there with my dad, and I didn't know anything about the Jumbotron. I had no idea at all about the Jumbotron. And that was going to happen to me. We're sitting down, and people going up, whatever. And then I've never seen this. For the Jumbotron, to put somebody on the Jumbotron, they turn the lights down at a timeout, and you hear doo-doosh, doo-doosh, doo-doosh. Phil Collins up on the Jumbotron. Place goes insane, like, I can feel it, come, and he stands up, waves. They're like, congratulate, Phil, I think you've just been inducted into like the rock and roll. He got some big award. They're like, congratulations, Phil Collins. And he's sitting like legitimately right next to my dad. We didn't even know that was Phil Collins, because like, I know who Phil Collins is, but he was just like eating Easter egg candy like with his grandkids. I didn't realize that was Phil Collins. And me and my dad was like, and my dad doesn't even know who that is. He was like, he was that the guy from Aerosmith? I was like, that's okay. I swear to God, my dad really for real said that. And then literally, so the camera crew comes up, they put the cameras down, lights go back. I'm like, oh, it's fucking pretty cool. Then I was looking at my phone, looking at my phone, and then I see their shoes stop in front of me, and I was like, I look up, and I was like, what's going on? And he goes, oh, Chris, how do you say your last name? I was like, Distefano. It's like, Chris Distefano.
This very phonetic last name gets you in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. I was like, they were like, all right, you're going up next. And I was like, excuse me? What, going up next where? They were like, on the Jumbotron. I was like, no. I was like, it's totally fine. And then literally, I hear the theme song to Benders come on, and it's one scene of me getting checked into the boards with my helmet fucking this way. They go, please welcome Matt Fair Garden, Chris Distefano. I'm not lying to you. Seconds before, 18,000 people on their feet clapping as if like the Rangers scored the game-winning goal in overtime to win the Stanley Cup. Like, people were losing their minds. Pin drop fucking silence. For me, I'm on the Jumbotron waving like I literally look like I had special needs, waving like that. And at the last moment, you just see my father's hand come to the screen and slowly rub my back. And he's just rubbing my back as if to say, this is all going to be over soon, son. It's all going to be over soon. And dude, fucking embarrassing. I swear to God, it's not even a bit. I swear to God, as like the camera was coming down and the lights were going down, somebody from, it felt like Section 300 goes, who the fuck was that? And then that got a pretty big laugh from down by me. And then Tracy Morgan, who didn't go on the Jumbotron, interesting. Tracy, because I guess he was like, man, that was one of the worst ones I ever seen, bro. I swear to God, he was sitting like 2 rows. He goes, that was one of the worst ones I ever seen, bro. He goes, you a comic? I never heard of you. I was like, I want ice cream.
Phil Collins is like the perfect person for that story. Like, to go right before, like, dude, it's so perfect. The drums,
literally, doo-doosh, like, and I was like, I was having so much fun. And then, dude, brutal. That was like the second quarter. Me and my father left at halftime. I couldn't. My dad understood. He was like, this is a once in a lifetime experience, but I get it. We got to get out of here. My dad was like, this is bad, dude.
Who the fuck was that?
Dude, and then one time I played in the MLB celebrity softball game, and I went like 0 for 3 at the plate. And, like, we went on a bus. My dad came with me, and we took a bus, like a little bus, like 3 blocks from the stadium back to our hotel. I, like, popped up to the catcher, struck out in a softball game, and then grounded out to, like, the pitcher, who was, like, a girl that was, like, mauled by a tiger. It was, like, some, like, she, like, it was brutal. I was, like, just fucking embarrassed myself. And then literally, I swear to God, on the bus, my dad Ricky Henderson, Ozzie Smith, and Andre Dawson, the Hawk, were berating me for 3 blocks. My dad was like, I'm embarrassed. His name's on the back of the jersey. Ozzie Smith was killing me. He was like, man, you embarrassed your daddy. And I was like, yeah. And then I literally woke up. I woke up the next morning. Like, I was kind of like a little pissed. I was like, I mean, come on.
Yeah,
like, this is so embarrassing. And speaking of that, the celebrity softball, this is just my luck. Celebrities, 45,000 people, Target Field, Minnesota. At the time, this is who it was in a row. A guy who had got both his it was a guy who got both his legs blown off in Iraq. Adrian Peterson and me going 1, 2, 3 for the introduction. Guy gets his leg blown off. People are crying American flag. Adrian Peterson, star running back of the Vikings at that time, and then me. Just a full fucking zero again. I mean, I'm talking about. That's why, like, when people are like, "Are you afraid to bomb?" It's like, you don't know what I've went through. Have you ever had 45,000 people be like, who the fuck are you? Literally, I mean, Bin Laden would have got a bigger pop, And I was just like, I'm done. And then 0 for 3, and then them just berating me. And then I wake up the next morning because my dad and I, we shared a room. I wake up, I'm like, where the hell's my dad? Like, I checked the bathroom. I was like, text him, no response. I go downstairs. My dad's with Ozzie Smith getting coffee. My stepmother texted him pictures, like baby pictures of me, and they're just making fun of my head size. I swear to God. Doing like his head's so big. And I was like, is this like am I in like a sitcom, like America's Funniest Home Videos? So Ozzie Smith just losing my, just ripping me because of how big my fucking head looked. And my dad was like, we used to think he had a tumor. I swear to God. And then I was like, what the fuck, man? But then it was pretty cool to like sit down and have like a croissant with Ozzie Smith.